Hello and welcome back to the bench again. The guys at Accurascale have been silly enough to let me do another how-to video on converting another one of their wagons from their excellent range to EM. As you can see, it's one of the PFA wagons, and as they're quite small, we're going to have to zoom in straight away so you can get closer up to it. The wagon itself, as you can see, stunning bit of engineering and model making with lots of detail. Now, this one's slightly different. If you've seen the PCA video that I did before, we don't need to take any screws out. So the tools that we're going to need for this one are set tweezers, back-to-back gauge, and the scalpel, and that's about it. So what we'll do, we'll get those out of the way and we'll make a start on the wagon. So as you can see, all you need to do is take the wheels out very carefully and place them to one side so you don't end up with them rolling off the bench. Again, very carefully taking them out. The easiest way I've found is that the axle boxes are held on with a little bit of glue just down in there, just at the end of the scalpel blade. So the easiest thing I found on what to do is to just push them nice and gently, making sure you don't crush any of the detail from the other side, and they generally pop out nice and easy. We'll do this one on the other side. This one's obviously been glued in a little bit more than the other side. There we go, that's released nice and easy. So what we'll do is we'll get our little bit of kitchen roll again, making sure that we catch all the rubbish that we're going to do. Again, taking the sanding stick, what we need to do is carefully remove some of this section here on the back of the axle box. Don't know if you can see that. There we go. I need to reduce that to enable the wheels to fit in, as the wheels are wider apart. Do gently file away the back, trying to keep it nice and level. Checking it at all times. A little bit of a tap. This one seems to be a little bit more messier than the PCA. Again, just give it a little bit of a rotate round using the end of a screwdriver or another pointed instrument that you may have to hand. Give that a little bit of brush off. See if they're both at roughly the same level. Take a little bit more off this one. Again, give it a little bit of twist round with the end of a pointed bit just to open out the pinpoint area where the axle will go. Now I bring the wagon back in. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. It's fitting the axle boxes back is just a matter of reverse. What we do need to make sure though is that this little pin, that one just there at the end of the scalpel blade, is locating in the little hole which is just there on the wagon. Might take a couple of attempts to get it back in. As I said, it might take a couple of attempts to get it back in to its locating bit. There we go, that one's back in now. Give it a nice squeeze just to make sure that it's all sat fully down. Repeat the process with the other one. That one's gone in a lot easier. Now, in true Blue Peter fashion, I've already modified the other end of this particular wagon just to speed up the process, because once you've done one end, it's the same as the other. Now, very carefully replacing the wheels back in. Give them a quick spin. There we go. Spinning freely. And replace the other end. And there we have it. We've converted our PFA wagon to EM gauge in round about 6 minutes. So now all you need to do, pop the container back on the top, pop it on your layout and go and play trains.